بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا. أما بعد, my brothers and sisters, a Sahabi came to Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. We are talking about staying away from sin and protecting ourselves from sin. First of all, what is the definition of sin? What is sin? Sin is disobedience of Allah. Right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives a command, you don't do it, that is sin. What was Iblis's action? What was Shaitan's action? Which landed him in Jahannam. Did he commit shirk? Did he deny Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Did he become atheist? What did he do? He disobeyed Allah. That's it, right? He disobeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He did not refuse to do sajda to Allah. He refused to do sajda to Adam alayhi salam, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had commanded. So it's a sin. Guna hai. The result of that was Jahannam forever. So we have to understand the importance of sin. What is sin? My Shaykh used to make this dua. He used to say, Allah, दुनिया व आखिरत में किसी का मोहताज मत रख, जिस्मी क़ल्बी रूही सिर्री गुनाहों से और उनके अमराज से महफूज रख. हमारे क़ुलूब को मासिव अल्लाह से पाक करके अपना नूर और अपनी मोहब्बत उसमें भर दे. हमसे राज़ी हो जा, कभी नाराज़ मत हो. ये दुआ करते थे. So Allah, do not make us dependent on anyone other than yourself in this dunya and the akhirah. Protect us from the sins of the body and the mind and the qalb, the heart and the spirit, the ruh, and with their associated illnesses and diseases. गुनाहों से और उनके अमराज से. अब सोचो, आप गुनाह अपनी जगह है, गुनाह के साथ में मर्ज लगा हुआ है. There is a illness, there is a disease which is connected with every sin. O Allah, empty our hearts, massive Allah se paak kar, empty our hearts from everything other than yourself and fill our hearts with your noor, your light and your muhabbat, your love. And O Allah, be pleased with us and never be displeased. राज़ी हो जाओ, कभी नाराज़. So with sins are associated illnesses and diseases. Some of them we know, which are clear, which are visible. Some of them, for example, take any STDs, sexually transmitted diseases. That's how they are transmitted, right? That is how they are. That's why they call STDs, sexually transmitted disease, whether it's AIDS or gonorrhea or syphilis or whatever. So we know this. This is a sin which brings with it this disease. There are others we may not know, right? For example, take fear. Khawf has many forms, including depression, including completely despair leading to suicide, right? Living in just, लोग बोलते हाउल हो रही, हाउलों को हाउल होती. हाउल क्या होता है? अल्लाह का नाम लिया कहीं हाउल होती, मगर साथ ईमान होना. वहशत हो रही. वहशत अल्लाह की होना, वहशत क़यामत के दिन की होना, दुनिया की वहशत हो रही. We should have fear of the day of judgment. How will I face Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? I have promised people things I have not given them. I am lying, I am cheating, I am doing ghiba. I'm trying to destroy somebody's reputation. I'm committing zina. I'm drinking alcohol. I'm gambling. I'm dealing in interest. Allah knows what, right? We should be afraid of these things. Because they are connected. The sins are connected with diseases. The sins are connected with worldly issues and problems. And that is what we need to fear. A man came to Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and he said, Ya Rasulullah, I am a young man. I have my desires and so on. So, permit me to commit zina. Give me permission. See the simplicity and the sincerity of the Sahaba. Then imagine going to Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and saying, allow me to do zina. Why didn't he just go and do it? Allah ka khauf tha. He didn't want to just go and do it. He wants some security. So he comes there. So Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam also see the way Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam responded to him. Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said to him, would you like somebody to commit zina with your sister? He said, La hawla astaghfirullah. No, Ya Rasulullah. Would you like somebody to commit zina with your daughter if you have a daughter? Would you like somebody to commit zina with your mother or your wife? La hawla astaghfirullah. So Rasulullah said, anyone you are going to commit zina with, that woman is somebody's daughter, somebody's sister, somebody's, so there is. She didn't drop from the sky. So just like you don't want anyone to violate your, your izzah, your prestige, your home, have the same attitude toward others. So when you are committing zina with somebody, this is what you are doing. Now in those days they didn't have one of the biggest sources of zina which we have today, which is pornography. Biggest disease. And we have pornography in some form or the other, directly or indirectly, in almost everything. Right? See the way people dress, even in sports. See how people dress. That is soft porn. See how the cameras are angled. Now don't go and see all this to prove. Take my word for it. The world, the whole environment we live in is an environment of sickness. It's not a sign of good health to be profoundly adjusted to a sick society. J. Krishnamurti said this. He said it's not a sign of good health to be profoundly adjusted to a sick society. That's what happened to us. This is what has happened to us. We have lost the awareness and we have lost the sensation. His khatam ho gayi. My father was a surgeon and he used to take me into the theatre sometimes. I remember when I first went into the theatre and he made the incision and blood started coming out. I almost fell down. चक्कर आई सिर में खून देख के. हालांकि बकरे बहुत जुबा करे थे कुर्बान बकरी में. From the time I was a little, maybe I'm at the age. My father used to take us, जाओ जुबा करो. We have to learn how to do it. But there's a difference between that and this. अब उसके बाद में, and today if you see, there will be a theatre nurse who will be 4 foot nothing, and she will stand there, she will give the surgeon, scalpel after scalpel, forceps after forceps, and at the end of that whole operation, she will wash up and then she'll go to the cafeteria and she will have a nice lunch. Doesn't bother her. You and I do it for the first time, you will not eat for 2 days. If you eat something, you will bring it up. Because the sensation, his khatam ho gayi. I remember, I must have been maybe 12 or 14 or something. I went to the market in Mozia market. On the other side of the market, there is a market where they sell chickens. So it's one of the old markets. So it's like a quadrangle, open area in the middle, all chicken shops. So as soon as I entered, I was on a bicycle. I remember as soon as I entered that door, this stench, this absolutely horrible stench of decomposing flesh, this hit me. Literally like a punch in the face. I almost vomited just like that. Anyway, I controlled myself. I went there. I asked the guy to, bought the chickens. So they slaughter there and they ziba karke, then they clean up the intestines and everything and they give it to you. So it's very easy. You finish everything. And what I noticed was they just take out the intestines and throw it. So there's a whole pile of intestines, days old, decomposing. And when this fellow throws that, it's like a black thing. If you look from a distance, it looks as if somebody has covered it with a black cloth. That black is flies. There are like a 10 zillion flies on that. And when they throw that, there's a cloud which rises of flies. ये सब वहाँ पे हो रहा in the middle. कुत्ते भी है, dogs eating there. The grills are unbelievably filthy. In the middle of all that, these guys, they are happily sitting there. आप चाय पीते साहब बोल के मेरे को चाय पीते हाय सो पेट में निकलने को है तुम चाय पिला दे मेरे को कुछ भी फर्क नहीं पड़ा आराम से बैठे हुए दे आर एब्सोल्युटली सिटिंग देयर पीसफुली चिट चैटिंग एंड नो चाय मंगा रहे आस्किंग फॉर टी एंड ड्रिंकिंग टी और ऑफरिंग टी it struck me, how is it that these people cannot smell? I mean, I can't even keep my bile down. And these people cannot even smell this. They are happily sitting there and breathing. That is the result of being exposed to something negative over and over and over. The sensation of negativity that hits you, the sensation of something bad, goes away. Today we are living in a world where we are constantly bombarded with sin. Everything, posters, advertisements, right? You are watching sport, the sport itself, the way people dress. Then if you are watching soccer and whatnot, you've got the cheerleaders which come in the middle of the game. You've got Super Bowl is going to come on now. You know the halftime show which happens in Super Bowl. I mean, you name it. There is exposure to sin of one kind or the other. Either it is just fahushat, just nakedness and all of that. There is alcohol, there is just lies and cheating and la hawla quwwata illa billah. So what that does is it destroys our own sensation of something wrong. We get used to it. We get accustomed to it. And from then it's one step to actually doing it. And that's why having a sensation of something wrong is very, very, very important. This is your defense mechanism. This is your defense mechanism. Your body, your mind, your soul, your heart, your qalb is being alerted. Something is wrong. Otherwise, that defense mechanism is gone. Nothing is wrong. Okay, so jao. So I remind myself, when you never allow that defense mechanism to weaken or to die. And the way to do that is the instant you have the kuch bhi hua, kitne bhi bure rahe to, there will be the first time you want to do something, you will have Allah ki taraf se, you will have something from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala which will warn you. Heed that. Don't ignore that. Do not ignore that. The minute you have something, I have a principle which I use, which I am sharing with you. Anytime you have tawfiq to do something good, do it immediately. Immediately, you make wudu. Suddenly thought will come, 2 rakat namaz, read 2 rakat. So now you have made wudu. Thought comes, I should pray 2 rakat of salah. There is, okay, theek hai, nafil hai. Maybe I won't do it now, I'll do it later. No, do it right then. Do not move from that place. As soon as you get the thought, aap khade ho jao. So anytime you have a thought of doing something good, immediately do it. You see some poor person, you put your hand in your pocket to pull out some money to give them, then the thought will come. Peshawari hai ki kya hai ki? How do I know that person is genuinely in need? How do I know they are not doing it as a business? You got a good thought. Give charity, give charity. Khalas. Right? Anytime, any thought of good, do it immediately. Similarly, anytime you are inclined towards anything evil and you get a thought saying, I don't think I should do it, immediately stop. Don't take one step more, no. Do not take one step more. For example, you are on the internet, we are constantly either on the phone or something. You get, thanks to AI, you will get some prompt. This site, that site. There will be all sorts of catchphrases and all sorts of stuff, clickbait and whatnot. Right? You got all these. Don't go there. That thing comes. Do not go there, because you know where it is going to take you. Do not click on that. Don't go there. Shut the thing down. Get up and walk away. No, after all, the machine is a machine. It can't catch you, physically. आप उठ के जा सकते हैं ना, चले जाओ. Get up and walk away. Never stop yourself from doing the smallest act of good, and never stop yourself from running away from the smallest evil. Some memories stick in the mind. We used to live in Sanat Nagar, in Czech colony. And Czech colony was full of Marwadis. तो हमारे बाबा के दोस्त पूरे मारवाड़े थे. सुल्तानिया, पांचूलाल, सिंघवी, वो ये पूरे. हाँ. So I remember one day, we were walking somewhere. My dad was there, I was walking with him. And one of these guys was there. वो ज़माने में 5 पैसे आते थे. चारकों नहीं, the square 5 paisa. That 5 paisa one coin was there on the ground. This guy picks it up, he rubs it clean, he touches it to both his eyes, he kisses it, and he puts it in his pocket. So Papa, my father laughed. He said, क्या है 5 पैसे के पीछे? बोला साहब लक्ष्मी है, लक्ष्मी ये जमा करे तो लखपति बनते. 5 पैसे को बोल रहा लक्ष्मी है, लक्ष्मी बोल रहा. अब मेरे को अब तक याद है वो. And the reason I mention it is because the smallest thing, he said, no, this is important. He's not saying सोने का सिक्का रहा अशरफ ही रहे तो नहीं. The smallest thing is very important. And that's the very, very important lesson. The smallest thing, smallest good thing is very important. The smallest bad thing is very important. छोटी से छोटी चीज रहेंगी. इतनी बात, अरे क्या इतनी बात नहीं, इतनी नहीं रहती. वो इतनी is part of the whole big thing. It takes you there. वो इतना करके one gets used to it. खींच खत्म हो जाती. You end up with your sensation, the heart and the soul becomes dead. फिर कुछ भी हुआ तो कुछ नहीं होता. Sometimes you think about people are like, now see the Epstein files which are coming out. I mean, all kinds of horrific stuff. And you think at least I think to myself, how can somebody be so evil? The kinds of things that are coming out, Allah, astaghfirullah. And we say, how can somebody be so bad? I mean, but they can be. These are human beings. This has happened. It's recorded. How did they become so bad? The same people who are doing all this, there was a time when they were newborn babies. पूरा बड़ा तो नहीं पैदा हुआ ना समझ. There was a time when he was a 2-year-old kid. He was a 5-year-old kid. He was as old as Ahmed. So at this age, he was not doing all this evil stuff, no? So how did he get from this age to wherever he is today? No, little children don't commit sins. So those little children, how do they turn into? It is absolutely, I mean, इनको तो शैतान दे के भाग जाना. Such evil people, how do they become? By stages. By stage, darja by darja, slowly, little by little, little by little, little by little. That is what we need to guard against. That little. Nothing is little. No good deed is little, or too little, and no evil deed is too little. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us to have this sensation and to keep this sensation alive so that we keep ourselves protected from all that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala dislikes. So that when we meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshallah, we meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a state where we ask Allah for forgiveness, and inshallah Allah will forgive us. Wa sallallahu ala nabiyil kareem wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin.